I can't do it.
People.
So
my name is
yeah.
Monica Periade, and I come all the way from Romania, originally from Romania. I travel and I work abroad most of my adult life. And I'm in the field of personal development and activate as a transformational life coach since 2016 and full-time since January 2019. Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Well, why did you want to be a life coach? Was there something in particular that made you want to do this? Was it some kind of motivation from something in your past? You just wanted to help people?
Absolutely. No, I think it's in my nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I can't help it. So, and now people understand it when I go to to places, to events, to gym, anywhere you can name it. People instantly, they know that I'm into psychology, I'm into coaching, and this kind of, I mean, it shows. But since I know myself, I'm built this way to look at people and be doing my best to inspire them, to be there for them, and to interact. I love that. So I love people. I love helping. So I work with a couple of mentors and coaches before I joined the journey. So this is something while I was looking for my final purpose. This is something that I fall into it, that I discovered with my coach at the time, Safa Zog, that this is something that I'm good at it, and that gives me joy and satisfaction and fulfillment. So that's how I went. But also because I went through a lot of struggles, a lot of uncertainty in my life. I've been to a divorce, couple of toxic relationships, and also I've been to a toxic environment at work. So I said, okay, I want to share and I want to help people because I know how it feels to deal with struggle and deal with a toxic environment per se in a workspace and not know what to do next, not know how to act, not know what exactly is the best way. So yeah, I think.
Let me ask you this. Let's talk about toxic relationships. So for the most part, men do this, but for the most part, all I see a lot of women, they're always talking about how they can't find a good man, but they keep going back to like, for lack of a better term, like a loser type guy, somebody that doesn't have a job, somebody that, is mentally and physically abusive to them, but they won't leave them. They keep going back to this person. Is there one certain, is there something in that person's background that makes them keep wanting to go back?
First of all, usually any person that finds chemistry, physical chemistry, let's say, with someone, attraction there, and there are some lacks, some issues there. The first thing that a person that has how to say, deals with trauma and has not have done the work on themselves and not healed, has wounds from childhood, from whatever phase in their life, the first thing they will do, they will think, especially women, they do that. They do the men too. I'm going to make them change. So it's not something that you say to yourself, but your subconscious immediately, trigger that. And you have this kind of mindset without even realizing, so without even being aware. So it's going to change for me. So if your ego is high, you're going to say it's going to change for me. You're going to say, I'm capable to change him. If I show him that I'm different, that I'm more patient, that if I show up the way he wants, he's gonna change for me. And that's the biggest mistake someone can do, because people don't change. So why a woman will do that? First of all, because her level of self-esteem is low, her level of self-worth is low. She really don't know how to love herself, because when your level of self-esteem, your level of self-worth, it's on a healthy level, you will definitely don't want to deal with someone that you have to fix, that you have to work and fix, because it's not, it sounds selfish, but it's not my job, because I'm not equipped to fix a man in order to be with me. So I'm equipped to fix myself and do my things. And I want to meet someone who's healthy, because I'm healthy. So if I believe in my level of self-esteem and my level of self-worth, if I believe that I'm lovable, that I'm worthy, I'm not going to settle for anything less. And we are not talking necessarily settling for less, like a check or anything, like money or anything. Though, when you know who you are, where you stand, you also know what type of a person you want to attract. So it's again important, level of self-esteem, how worthy you think you are, how worthy you feel you are, not think only, but feel. So if these are aligned. So this is also very important. So you will not try to save someone as a partner. You'll look for a healthy partner.
Okay. Yeah. So what about, so I run a singles group here in North Carolina. So I see all kinds of complaints. People, it's kind of like I wrote a post on Facebook yesterday about the best way to get over someone is to get under someone new. All right. So, and that took a lot of blowback from a lot of women, because my opinion was, because I don't date men, I date women. So I was like, women are able to get over a breakup a lot faster than men are. Like, for example, I was told, well, I've had a couple of relationships where these ladies, after we broke up, a week later, they're dating someone else. And me, I couldn't do something like that. I need time, I can't even think about dating someone once you get out of a serious relationship. But the consensus was that men are worse than women when it comes to that. But I don't know. Do you deal with a lot of people over there going through that same situation?
First of all, the people I work with are from all corners of the world. So I would say. Then I don't really work with men, but I did in the past, but I know the psychology and all of that. We can't generalize, because usually they say men, when they break up with someone by their choice, they go and they party with other guys immediately, and they do that for a week, for two, you see? And then they start to realize, oh my God, now they find themselves alone, because women find it easier to spend time alone than men. Men find it that by study and research. But what I mean to say is that going under, I mean, whatever everyone finds that it works for them. So instead of crying and mourning over a relationship that is over, you can go out and just be out and about. But if you want, and if you really want, and you want it before and you want it now, to be in a healthy relationship and build a meaningful relationship, marriage, whatever that may be for you, you stay and you heal your wounds. You understand what worked, what didn't work in that relationship. You cry yourself out, you find support, you heal from that, you understand yourself, you understand what you want from a partner, and then you go back on the saddle of I mean not horsing someone, but back on the saddle of dating, back on the saddle. So
I understood you.
yeah, when someone's for example, if someone breaks up the relationship and it's not you, rejection hurts even if you didn't want that relationship lately and you wanted to, but because you weren't the person that made the call, you say it's gonna hurt because it's gonna feel as rejection. And again, if your level of self-esteem, self-worth, and you create wounds, and maybe at some point you've been rejected before, maybe by a teacher saying something inappropriate or something they didn't realize, or maybe a parent, maybe a sibling, maybe a neighbor, whoever. And that wound of rejection gonna open other wounds. So you're gonna feel rejected and pain and so on. So that's okay. You have to go through the process of mourning, of pain, of everything. You have to be strong, and you can do this. There are certain steps, but what I'm saying, if you go back and you go under, what happened? You don't know why your first relation didn't work, what you did wrong, what he did wrong, what could you have done better. You don't know all of that. You're never gonna find out how you can create something meaningful, and you're gonna repeat the same. You're gonna be in the same loop. You're gonna have the same type of relationship, and the same thing will happen again.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you have to be very secure in yourself, and you have to have a strong mind to get through stuff like that. Because it's like you said, whether or not you didn't think the relationship was going to work anyway, if you're not the one to pull the trigger on it, it kind of like stings.
It's going to hurt, and it's going to do damage, and it's going to create some trauma there. And you need not only to take your time to sit with the pain and ask yourself and do some journaling and some affirmation and so on. And you can do affirmation as much as you want, but if they are not personalized for you, because habits, beliefs, limitation, good and bad, everything we form over years and a long period of time. And you don't have a magic wand and things are happening, snapping out with hypnosis and all of that. You have to, it takes a little bit of time, and you need to know exactly what is your trauma, how you bond, what you could have done, what can you change, what you need to heal. And then you have to set certain affirmations, certain steps, certain action, so you can heal up, so you can heal and you feel in your best power. So then you can get into the next dating scene, so to speak, and find a partner that's suitable. You see, like in business, let's see if we are a good fit before promising anything else, because who knows, maybe this is not a good fit. You can't say I'm gonna you have to check. So when you know what you expect and what you look for in a partner, then you can build meaningful relationship for sure.
Now, Monica, you said you work mostly with women, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you do as far as like when women come to you? What are some examples of some issues they come to you with and you help them work through stuff?
Self-love always is the answer. People come to me, and I work with men to the past, but now I'm just focusing on all my case studies and my clients, all my programs goes to women. But self-love, people come to me and say, I have this problem, and I want this, because we talk. But in the end, the main issue, the main problem, it's people don't know how to love themselves. Right? This creates a lot of issues. So basically, for the professional women that I work in past, it is to help them stop being overlooked in the workspace. You see, overlooked, get promoted, enhance their career. So I help them through this. So why you think somebody will get overlooked because they deserve that? No, I don't think so. I mean, in my personal opinion and throughout my experience working with people, it's again goes with the level of self-esteem, with how you present yourself, with how you reclaim your power, because you can work your ass off, sorry for the words, but you can work yourself you can burn yourself out, and still be overlooked if your level of self-esteem it's low, if you lack in self-confidence, right? Yeah. So that's one thing. And the other one, I work with women who they find it hard to reclaim their power and their feminine energy and their confidence in themselves as women after divorce, after separation. And it's hard for men too, but that's not the it's hard for everyone. But my particular niche, they are women, divorced women, who go through hardship to trauma, to a lot of pain, to after a divorce, a separation. So I help them reclaim their power and feel better, feel best about themselves, so they can go back with positivity into their daily life and into the dating scene.
Well, that's I mean, I don't know. You're right, because of divorce, it hurts both sides. And I think that's good that you're out there and, you're helping these ladies. And like stress is like a real big thing now. And, men and women, what are some ways of dealing and coping with stress that you would recommend?
Definitely. First of all, I would like at some point to give I have a lot of articles with dealing with stress and all of that. One thing I will know, be aware you are stressed, then ask yourself, talk to yourself. So you have an introspection. So when you ask a question, who do you ask? You ask yourself. So you are never alone, because you have this capacity. You are built to find the right answers within yourself. So take a time off, right? You are stressed. You're supposed to feel that you are overstressed. You're supposed to know, because if you don't have the capacity to know, then you're gonna, collapse. And definitely, as 99% of people, 0.9, they should know they are stressed. So when you are in the middle of a crisis of stress, you should stop and distract your attention from that particular thing that, it's looping in your mind, it's going over, whatever the stress is, because for everybody, it's a different thing and they react differently, but pretty much distracting yourself from that situation. And when you want to unwind, it's a different story, because when you want to unwind, then you can do some breathing exercises. You can start, when you want to grow strong also, you start with priming your day, waking up like half an hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour earlier, playing a nice relaxing music, doing the 10 minutes, the 10 seconds smiling exercise. You open your eyes, and the first second that you open your eyes, you start to smile, because the brain doesn't know the difference between. This is how I built myself during COVID, because I was a bit scared, my family, what's going to happen to my nieces, my nephew, their children, and so on. So I was a bit scared. So and I was alone in the house at the time, because we get like that, and we're not supposed to give access to anyone, and not interact and all of that. So in the morning, first thing, I start to smile, and then the moment you start to smile and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the smile becomes authentic. Your body recognizes there is some emotion, there is something good happening because you smile. So your body will release the right will create the right emotion and within your body. So you do that until 10. Then you wake up. That's because if you are in a continuous stress situation, maybe because of work, maybe because of I don't know. But also, when you are overstressed, it's important to recognize that you are going through a lot of stress, that you are stressed, that you need to take a step down, because I don't know the situation of everyone. Do some breathing, do some walking, in the nature. Those things are really important. For me, this is what works. I exercise, I go to the gym and all of that. But what I'm saying, when you are really into stress, ask yourself, what can I do? How can I change this? Right? Find support. I don't want to, over advertise. Find support, find a mentor, find a coach, find a therapist that can help you. This will help you build resilience, become a strong person, and so on. But you can't do it alone. And now on the internet, you can find so much. But what I suggest is be mindful about it. Ask yourself, why am I stressed? What this means to me? How am I helping myself by not being caring with myself? How am I helping with this situation? And then try to release the weight of stress with exercise, with water, with walking in the nature, with breathing exercises. Helps a lot of a great deal. Tony Robbins has the priming in the morning with the exercising, which is really important. You can do that at any time, you see. So you build yourself up. So first of all, mori. Memento mori in Latin means that when we are born, it should remind us that when we are born, we receive the gift of life and the gift of death, right? So you have to know that when you overstress yourself, you don't help anybody, because people don't really realize how gratitude works and how being aware of what you have so you can multiply more. So I'm sorry if I'm squeezing and going, all are, I'm trying to give some value here. So when you don't have a headache, you don't realize that you're lucky. The moment you get the headache, what happened? Oh my God, it was good, so good when I didn't have the headache. You see? So gratitude works this way. You don't have to wait to have the headache. You see? So you have to be grateful, because when you are grateful, then you will know you'll have to drink water, you'll have to exercise, you'll have to eat right, you'll surround yourself with positive thinking, with positive things, with positive people. And I'm not saying if somebody comes to me and say, I have a problem, oh my God, you are not positive. No, I embrace that. But I make the difference, because I'm a professional. I make the difference between somebody who's a negative and somebody who has a problem. So basically, you don't just diminish everybody, but it's important to create a nice surrounding, for yourself, a nice support. So that will help you with stressing. When you want to distress, go to sauna, go to pool, go to the sea, walk down, talk to somebody you trust or you love, go in a park, watch children play, watch some comedy, stand-up comedy, so you distress. But if the problem is too big for you to even detach from it, then ask yourself, how am I helping myself here? How this is serving me? I find out that the question, how this is serving me, it's the most powerful question anyone can ask himself. How this is serving me if I'm doing this? So, right? What can I change?
Gosh, so yeah, well, give us a taste of what you do. Like, what are some things you do daily to help you prep and get that mindset, that the stress-free mindset?
I already built it, so it comes by default, But I have my laws. Everybody, every human being, we build this way. So in the beginning, because journaling, writing down.
Mhm.
You write down something that is happening to you. This is therapeutic, and it's another tool that I use it as a self-help, right? Before anything. So you write down something that it bothers you, right? And you sit
Okay.
enough with that question to write down a way of what you want to, how you want the situation to turn out differently.
Yeah.
But my day for me will turn, I wake up, usually I'm trying to wake up, like, for example, if I intend to wake up 8 o'clock, let's say, I will put an intention to wake up half an hour before 8, so I have more time in the day. But I'm not with a 5 a.m. club. If you, I'm not diminishing anyone's power, Robin Sharma and so on. No, but I'm not a 5 a.m. person, right? I'm
Yeah,
not.
neither am I. So
It's fine. I need my sleep. I love myself. I need my sleep. I love myself. And all this should be the way it should. A lot of people, so stop me. I don't want to, but just a short deviation here. I meet a lot, hundreds and hundreds of people. They say, Monica, but self-love, it's selfish. It's like you are selfish. You think only of yourself and all that. And that tells me how little this person knows about personal development, right? And about human brain and how we mind and mindset and how we operate. Self-love, it's as simple as having a beautiful, nice porcelain cup that is full. So now somebody comes with any type of cup and say, I want some of that, right?
Mhm.
Pour, you pour, you pour. This can be your family, your mom, your dad, could be your siblings, could be your husband, your wife, your children. So you pour, you pour, you pour. Could be your best friend who's a taker, right? So you keep pouring because you are a giver, right? And you have the love inside. Sorry about that. So you have the love inside, right? But you keep pouring because you had it naturally, the love inside. So when people keep taking and not giving you, then you will stop loving yourself, and also your cup will be empty. So now you can't pour anymore because you are dry, right? So that's why self-love is so important. You will never see a happy person attacking someone else. I'm happy. Why should I? Right? It's not about only being through pain. I'm happy with myself. I love myself. I will not attack someone verbally. I mean, not necessarily or anything, So.
Well, let me ask you, how can a person go about loving themselves? Like, what can they do?
It's self-love reprogramming. So it's 12 weeks minimum program. And 12 weeks. So let's say if you are 30 years old, you are 25 years old, and all of this happened over a period of time of 20, 25, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever the time is there. And I don't know what the trauma, what your parent, maybe it was too much of one of my clients says, my mom used to criticize me for everything, So now anything I do, I double check myself, right? Yeah. And I divorced with a couple of relationship that didn't work, not necessarily toxic, but didn't work. Why is that? Because you didn't heal the things. So how they can love, as a free tips, they can do powerful affirmation and a lot of self-care. So you talk with yourself like you'll talk to your best friend. To someone that you love. Because what we do, oh, you're stupid, you put these things. We talk to ourselves like, we do that to ourselves. We don't do to other people, but we afford to do, not everyone, but people tend to do that, especially if you have a parent who did criticize you, or someone who emotionally, verbally abuse you, through certain words and action. So what you want to do, you want to talk to yourself with love. Also, you want to rewire your brain, right? So you want to wipe You want to get rid of this limitation and beliefs that doesn't serve you, right? So if you say, if you believe you are not good enough, you're going to show up as you are not good enough, because it's going to show in your body language, in everything that you do. So what you're going to do, you're going to do affirmations, but those affirmations has to be entirely personalized per your trauma, per your life, as per your traumas, life, and needs, and what you want to achieve. So you can also do, I'm lovable, I love myself, I'm good enough, all of this, I'm powerful. You can do that, but it works like a charm when they are personalized for you.
So I can get up in the morning and just look in my mirror. I've got 2 mirrors on both sides of my bed, and I can just look in the mirror and smile for 10 seconds. And
no, you don't look in the mirror. You don't look in the mirror. You don't. You just, the minute you open your eyes, you are still in the bed, lying there. You smile. It's easy. You smile. And then when you do the first grim of smiling, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't stop. You just get this smile until you will see, and you'll call me and you will send me a message. You will see the change. Now the change will start in your body. You start, and then you can pick something that is aligned with you. I used to have a friend, a coach that we used to work together. So he used to stand up in the head, or what you call this. He used to do head stands up, right? And
handstands, or
in his head he used to
heads, okay, yeah.
So he said, I started over a year ago, and now I can do it still with the wall. I know people who do it with the wall, without anything. So that's what he wanted. I wanted to, but I couldn't, and I dropped it long before. So you do something. I have someone else that does yoga for 15 minutes. There's YouTube. Find someone you like. You do the 15 minutes yoga. So even if you go to work, if you have a strong mindset, but the strong mindset, you build it. But so going back, so I wake up, I have my smiling. I'm easy to smile because I'm already trained. I don't even 10 seconds. So everything is practice, right? So then you have a routine. For example, you have a routine, you do some breathing, some meditation, or you switch on a podcast or a music that you like. So you get into that mood, right? So another thing you have to do, if you are a lefty, you brush your teeth with the right hand, so you create a little bit of, you start to prepare your brain for, rewire your brain. So then you have your affirmation on your mirrors. I don't have anymore. I don't need them, but you have, I used to have my affirmation on the mirror, and I will say completely, I'm lovable, I'm calm, whatever I needed there. So that's what I would suggest for anyone. And then you have your shower, you have your breakfast, your coffee, whatever, everyone. But I think that's what you do basically in the morning. You try to make sure it's positive. That's what you try to do. You do your affirmation, you do your smiling, you do your breathing exercise, you listen to music, a tune that you like, or you put some inspiring podcasts, some inspiring speeches, and stuff like that. If you have to go to work, basically, I think you don't need more than, maybe push-ups, I command, you do the smiling, you have your affirmation. So you need to have 2 or 3, or even only 1, usually 3. It depends on what change you want to create in your life and what problem you have dealt with. So you have your affirmation, you do your affirmation. You can do your affirmation while you brush your teeth, you wash your face, because they are there in your mirror. You do 20 push-ups, you do a little bit of exercise like with your body, which takes 5, 8, 10 minutes. no more than this. So that activates your body. Then you hydrate yourself. So water is very important always, you know, you hydrate yourself and you have your coffee and shower, whatever you do, and off you go, you know, you go to work, right? And when you go to work, you basically, if you are with stress management and all that kind of thing, there are different techniques, and I don't want to put them right now here, but if you have a problem, put a card where you remind yourself, you know, and have it in your pocket all the time, a card, and write there, I'm powerful, so I am calm. I am brave, I can deal with whatever works for you, but I'm powerful and I'm calm. I believe it's a good affirmation for someone who's getting easily stressed and triggered, right? So you have that. So anytime, so you imagine, you think when you write it down 20, 50 times, imagine that goes to your brain. Imagine when you say it. So eventually your subconscious mind will support your behavior to be that powerful and calm person. So it's rewiring effectively.
Is there a time frame on how long it takes to rewire your brain? If you're constantly and you're consistent with everything throughout the weeks, and when will you notice?
Usually when I work with someone, I think if this goes down, you can how to say, reconnect. But usually when I work with the clients, so they do that. So they do the affirmation. If somebody is deeply into a situation, then it has to be a lot of work and a lot of time. So it has to start with writing and then with affirming, you know, with saying them. First you start with writing them, then you say them, then so how long it takes? So basically, initially, because I work with someone that, not with someone, with 3 clients that they take in the same program, but they are at different level with different specific needs, but all about feeling good about themselves again, regaining their feminine power, and fall in love with who they are, finding their true authentic self. So basically, they do affirmation. Everybody does it, and they have different affirmation. But you write it down as many times as. For me, for example, when the person that I build a program that I initially work with first, because I need it for myself, was put me to write, I think, 50 times each affirmation, to write it 50 times. Can you imagine? It's a lot of work, huh?
Oh yeah.
So, and then I write it for a few days, and then says, okay, now you are ready to say the affirmation. So you have to say the affirmations 20 times each one, right? So he let me do this for a quite long time, until I was 100% aligned with what I said. So basically, I asked the person, send me your affirmation, not all of them morning, afternoon, and evening, or morning and evening, but once a day, so I can see the change in their tone of voice, right? So, but to answer your question, because this is an entire program that it goes for 12 weeks minimum, but you get results long before the 12 weeks. But in order to maintain those results, you need to go through the entire, program. And some people, they continue for another 12, some people for once a month, and so on. Depends on them. But yeah, it depends on everyone, how deeply, how deep they are into that situation, how attached they are to that certain beliefs that they are not lovable, they are not good enough, it's their fault, something it's because of them, and must I do something wrong? Of course, I'm not about this is happening to me, and so on.
So you have women clients all over the globe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how many are we talking about? Hundreds, maybe, or less than that?
And at one time, no, I can't
No.
work with so many. No, they're very exquisite, so I can't work with that many people.
Yeah.
You see, I always say every client that new that I take in, it's a part of my life and my time for the as long as we gonna work that I'm gonna let go from me. So whatever I will be in this world, that time it's allocated to that woman. So it's a big responsibility. So I can't have more than 10 clients, 15 clients a month.
So do you feel like women as a whole across the planet have different issues that is there one I don't know, one country that has more problems that you see for women than as opposed to like the United States? Or
no, the quotidian change, obviously, the behavior, the approach, the attitude could change because of cultural or religious influences. So work with people from Iran, for example, and working with some US, which is with the university degree or a lecture, because it happened that one of my clients, it's a lecture. So working with someone who's a housewife, I don't know, let's say in Tehran, it's a completely different dynamic, definitely. But pretty much we are all women and we function the same. We all have kind of the same needs, the same lacks, but obviously personalized, you see. The way you think, it's not the way I think. So that's what makes it interesting, and that's what makes it challenging, and that's what I love.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. How many clients have you got in the United States? Do you do a lot over here?
No, just few. Florida, one, other places.
Yeah, you've been to Florida, right?
So I've been to Florida, but no, I don't know the person because I've been to Florida. I just happened to met online. So,
yeah,
so she
how'd you enjoy Florida?
Well, I've been just 1 week, but I love the sunsets there. I've been bitten by the flies and all of that, but it wasn't so comfortable. But other than that, which is normal at the sea,
Yeah.
But other than that, I love the sunset. This was amazing, and I went up from Hollywood, the Florida, Hollywood, Florida, and up further the Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood. So I went to Hebrew something, and then almost reached to Boca Raton and all that coast, that area. And it was amazing. Miami, pretty much the little what was that the name of the area? The Miami, little something, little Miami, little Mexico or something. I don't know. It's an area there.
Be like little Cuba if it's in Miami.
Something like that. Little something was interesting. I liked the vibes and everything. It was too hot because it was like September. It was still too hot. August.
How's the weather in Romania?
Beautiful from May to September, but we are already October, so fall it's already started, so it's getting chill. I love sunny places, sunshine and sea and water. I like that. I like big metropoles, cities, but I'm more into nature.
Well,
nature.
I like nature too. I'm a country guy. I don't like the city too much. I do like to have an option, like a big population of people. So dating is a little bit better here because there's, I don't know. I think there's probably more men than women here where I live, but yeah. Eastern European women though, that's where it's at.
Yeah, really?
That's what I think. I got this
Hmm.
dating app called Luxy, and I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but
No.
it basically matches you with international people, and I always get matched with like Turkish and Ukrainian women, and like I think I maybe have some Romanians up there, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Interesting.
pretty
So,
cool.
why international? Why not dating someone from your
Well,
area, for example?
that's just the way that app works. It's not like Bumble or Tinder where you can do a radius of 50 miles from where you live. This one right here, unless you pay for like their $400 full version, it just matches you with everybody.
I get it. I don't like to make payments for stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't do that mess. I don't do it. Are you
But
married?
unless you are serious about, I'm divorced, but unless
Oh,
you are serious about finding a good potential partner,
mhm.
then you should find a good matching platform or app, and then pay
Yeah.
for it so you can find somebody, But
Mhm.
when you wanna, how to say, when you are ready to really get serious, you should know what you're looking for. You should know how to see red flags. You should be healthy yourself. You should
Yeah.
be, how to say, from anything. You should not have any residual emotional luggage, and traumas that plays beliefs, limiting beliefs, and all that we usually reinforce. For example, I would say, I'm not saying it's the case for you or for me, but basically, without knowing how it's to live in a city, we hear it from our mother or father. I don't like. I'm sorry, I'm not mocking you. I don't like. I don't like the countryside. But he never been to the countryside, so they don't know. So basically, they repeat what their parents says. So they get to say, to reinforce beliefs that they don't even know that they are real. So this is how it works. So basically in life we want to be very clear, very clear, very specific with what we want from it and how we want our life to look like and unfold. That's the same when you want something as a law of attraction. So you want something, you want to be very specific. So when you want a partner, you want to be very specific. How tall, how short, how blonde, how brunette, um, how strong, how every detail matters. So when you meet the person, you can see, okay, it's not like a tick list, but you basically know. So you filter easily, so you know who you want. It's not easy to do the dating scene, because when you are 20 and you are in a high school, 18, and you find someone and you fall in love, you just, how to say, you mold yourself with the other person, and you kind of adapt and adjust and all of that. And half of these people, they end up feeling miserable because they didn't even explore life before, getting married and all of that. Few,
Mhm.
they say, high school sweetheart until they are 80, but these are not really the majority. So basically being very clear with who you want to be and be that person that you want to meet is really important, I guess.
Well, I think kids these days don't know how to date. And when I say kids, I mean like 20 to 30, 32, in that age range, because they grew up with, social media and the dating apps, and they don't know how to meet anybody plutonic, out and about. I think these dating apps have killed social skills. And I've been at a bar and seen, you know, single women sitting at the bar and men sitting at the bar swiping,
Yeah.
not even putting in the effort to go talk to somebody. So I think that's a big problem. with our society now is just the lack of personal skills. You know, people just don't know how to interact.
I met through, I mean, I didn't met per se personally. So I gave kind of a few speeches at some in some groups that they were dealing with mental health and emotional challenges and all of that. And all my posts were, and still are, revolving around personal development and, you know, self-love and kindness and compassion and self-care and so on. So I met a person that was deeply troubled. He asked for my help, but for anything, he had an answer, a negative answer for anything, for anything. So I think because he didn't knew how to relate to women from early age, he built resilience. So now at 60 something, everyone else was at fault and he was right. But he knew how to play the card and say, how to say, he knew how to play that he's the victim, right? And when you play that, you keep saying things like, life was tough with me, I don't have a woman to love me, I don't have money, I don't have this. By the way, it's very unattractive for a man, not me, in general, to anyone, very unattractive for a man to show up less than as a man and say, I don't have money. You might not have money, but you don't go out there and, you know, say to women especially. So there are a lot of this kind of mentality when you don't take responsibility for what happens in your life. That's what I want to say. You see, you sit all day long, you play guitar, you know. I hope you don't play guitar.
No, I've tried several times. I can't get it.
No. I'm kidding. So you don't have a full-time job, so you don't make proper money, and you play all day guitar and you whatever you do, and then you decide that you have too many credit cards, that your life is not good, women don't love you. But what do? Whose fault is that? So the first thing for anyone is to take responsibility for where you are. Decide what I am with my life. Am I okay with what I am? No, I'm not. So what am I doing? Because I might still be in the same place, but a different person in a year from now. So if I'm a different person from a year from a year from now, then definitely I'm getting somewhere. I'm going somewhere. So it's not necessarily per se the location as important, but how I grow as a person, how responsible I am, and how I actually work on myself. I think it's important. So lots of people, they sabotage themselves. I'm a victim. This happened to me. And it's not that I don't have compassion, empathy, and all of that. But sit there, do the soup, be in the soup, you know, and the stew, and do that. Put the stuff in the oven and burn yourself continuously with this. And where this is going to go. But when you take responsibility, okay, this has happened to me. Might not be my fault, but it's my responsibility to get out of it. So what are my chances? What can I do? What is the first thing, at least, what is the first thing that I can do to take me out from here?
Yeah.
When you work with the coach, you have that person, professional, and I'm not talking any coach, find someone who's suitable and, you know, but a person that you are compatible, you have a little bit of chemistry, a person that's compassionate to you. And also, it's very important, someone that has the background, the life experience, and the professional expertise to help you. So there are coaches in finance that helps you make money. There are different type of coaches, and there are a lot of fakes there too. So you have to be.
So many people like to blame others for their personal life and why they can't meet someone and why when they go out nobody talks to them. And a lot of these people, they just lack the personal skills, the social skills, and then they just find other ways to just make it other people's faults. I see it all the time in social groups. Yeah.
These people are in a loop, and it's called a victim mindset. Mm-hmm. So, and this is a form of sabotage. You personally sabotage yourself to be in the same loop, in the same situation. And you perceive that as a form of self-compassion. Oh my God, you throw pity parties. But actually, those are toxic self-parties. So for anyone that will hear this, the worst thing you can do to yourself is to throw a pity party, to let yourself in the victim mode. As I say, crawl down, cry as much as you need. When you finish, take a piece of paper and write down where I am, what can I do, what do I want, like a first grade student, just ask yourself any question. If you don't have the necessary means to find someone and work with and put you on the right track, but you have to want to get out of the situation you are. Maybe you've been in a toxic, maybe you lost your job, you want to look for another job. And for someone who looks for another job based is you just want to be very structured, and you have to work as much hour you work for a company, as much hours you want to work on finding a job every day. You can't say I stayed there for 2 hours and I couldn't find every day and I couldn't find a job. You see, so those are excuses. Again, it's a victim mindset.
Victim mindset, and that's exactly what the United States is going through right now, with like 50% of our population, victim mindset. But that being said, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show. And I've got quite a few lady listeners, and I'm pretty sure they will appreciate everything that you've had to say. And
I hope.
Yeah, and you're a doctor, right?
Yes, I have a PhD in self-esteem, so yeah.
So that's why you're always happy.
I have my lows, but I'm aware. So I practice a lot of self-awareness, mindfulness, which are important. I travel in Africa, I travel in India, so to perfect my skills, to get better and everything, and to understand. But I think not leaving men aside, never. But that's not my focus and my niche right now here. Every woman on the planet is as beautiful as they feel they are. So it comes how you feel. And if you feel that you are struggle, that you can't feel beautiful, you can't feel lovable enough, you can be a man or you can be a woman. But I'm talking this, especially I'm referring this to women. You are beautiful, but you have, in order to feel that, you need to heal any wounds, not to compare yourself with anyone else because you are unique and so on. So we all have to do a little bit of work in ourselves.
Yeah, I know I do. And you're right. No matter how good you think you are, you can never not do enough work to yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Monica, I think we're going to wrap this up.
Yes.
Hey, before I let you go, plug what you got. Where can we get the books, websites for anybody that wants to contact you?
I'm coming by the end of the year with a very powerful book, which is, I'm not going to say even the title. It's all very secretive, but it's going to be something powerful. And one thing I can say, it's going to be about self-love. So it's going to be men, women, and more. So as it's not going to be only for women, it's not going to be only for men, it's going to be also transgender inclusiveness, right? So they can find my Unstoppable You and The Anatomy of Happiness, The Basic of Growing. So the books are in Amazon and Kindle, also in some local bookstores here and in Dubai. But in the Amazon and Kindle, they can get the Kindle version. They can get the.
Is there an audiobook?
I didn't manage to go to that level, to the audiobook. I suggest, I mean, it's nice, but I suggest we read. I suggest we take the paper, because I know in US you have so many libraries, you know, and you can get a membership and you can order the book. You can just drive through and get it. It's so easy. And reading helps rewiring your brain as you read. So basically read something that you need to read, not necessarily anything. But they can find my books on Amazon, not Audible yet, but I have podcasts, old episode, new episode, which is called Monica Periade with Building Bridges. So they can find. So I'm on Spotify, and I have a website that is monicaperiade.com, and they can find some blogs there. I'm present in LinkedIn, and obviously where we are connected in Facebook. I'm basically present everywhere, but I have some good, powerful stuff for anyone that can, you know, dedicate some time to themselves. You know, I also have a Facebook group where we talk about mindset shifter and personal development. So anyone who wants to create a shift in their life and make a success, personal success means different for everyone, you know. So, but anyone who wants to create a remarkable shift in their life, happy to join me and happy to answer and help. Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks again. And, you know, I wish you all the best. And I'm glad we connected on Facebook. And this has been a lot of good information to take in.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Dr. Periade, have a good one. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.